Hey, I'm gonna go through our hip cars in quadruped with some knee extensions, okay? So some of you will have seen the the hip cars within my full cars video. And now I'm just gonna break it down. So if you need to just do some hip movements, get them mobile, you can just jump on and do this. I've also got standing ones. Have a look at standing if you prefer standing, but it's great to do them both. From here, we will then add on some knee extensions to make it a little bit harder and a little bit more challenging, okay? I'm just gonna make sure that you've got the right form and really stay specific in that. If you're unsure at all, just feel free to drop me a message. We can jump on a call and I can have a look as well to give you some advice, okay? So quadruped is basically 4-point kneeling, so those who haven't heard. Okay, so shoulders in line, knees and hip in line in there as well, okay? So our cars are controlled articular rotations and we're trying to move throughout that whole of our joint, okay? Back nice and flat, we're not trying to round up and we're not arching it in here as well, okay? So nice and neutral, so I'm contracting those abs already, making sure my ribs stay connected to my pelvis. I'm gonna come into hip flexion. We then take it into abduction, okay? So taking it out to the side. From there, we're rotating on around and then coming back in, lowering back down. Okay, from the reverse, we go into hip extension. Okay, so this one, my leg can come up that little bit higher. What we don't want to do is arch our back. If we're doing that, no, lower that leg down. So as soon as you feel your back going, just lower the leg to what you can do. Okay, so trying to keep it nice and neutral, extending up, holding in there. I can already feel my hamstring and glute working. From there, we take it into abduction. We go into rotation. We bring our knee to our elbow, back into hip flexion, lowering it on down. Okay, so same again. Hip flexion, take it into abduction. From there, we go into rotation, coming on into adduction, lowering it on down. Reverse, hip extension, don't arch that back. Abduct it on away, rotate on round, knee to elbow, coming in back into abduction, adduction, and lowering on back down. Just show you forward as well. Okay, so core nice and straight, spreading my fingers out so it's got a nice stability of support. And coming in forward into hip flexion. Take it out into abduction. From there, we're rotating around. So heel to ceiling, and then we're coming on in, lowering on down. We then take it into hip extension. Don't arch that back. Abduct out, rotate, knee to elbow, and then adducting back in, lowering on down. You can see it as a workout, okay, for me just holding that. So just do a few to warm up. Make sure you do that before you go straight into your hip hinges. Hip hinges, I keep saying that. Knee hinges. Okay, I'm going to rotate onto the other side just because I've done a little bit on that side today already. So it's exactly the same, but I'm going to add on, excuse me, my knee hinges. Okay, so into our knee hinges. We're coming in to our hip flexion. We then abduct out. From here, we're going to extend that leg. So you come in on out, and then we're curling on back in using that hamstring. Extend it on out, curling it on back in. Extending on out, curling on in. And we could have an extend on out and hold, okay? Could hold an isometric hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it on in. You can rotate on around, okay, from here. Again, make sure that back doesn't go into an arch. You can extend and bend again, making sure my back's not arching, glutes working, and I'm working that hamstring. You can bend that leg a little bit more if you want, so take it really into that knee flexion, work that hamstring, and again you can hold in here. Keep that core tight for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you can extend the leg again and hold out here for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bending them back in, lowering it on down. Okay, so there are a little bit of your knee extensions. To make it a little bit harder, we can add in some circles, okay? It's up to you what size of the ball that you want to make it. I'm going to think of a bit of a golf ball. So exactly the same principles. So you're coming on up into hip extension. You're extending that leg. From there, you're just going to create little circles. It's a funny movement from this direction. You want to try and do 5 one way, and then 5, ooh, I'm not as good the other way. The other way. It's hard in hip extension. From there, we can then bend our leg in, rotate it on round, extend, circle. 4, 5 one way, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bending that leg back in, knee to elbow, coming back in, lowering on down, relax off those wrists, okay? Make it harder, make it 10, add some ISO holds in. If you want a little bit of a variation and you're unsure exactly what to do, just drop me a message and I can sort that out for you, no problem. Enjoy, have a great day.